Hi. I just want to, sometimes life, it seems hard, but that's what the enemy wants. It seems like the more you trust God, the more the enemy come in and put doubt, put fear in your mind, and make you think you're not going to make it, you don't have enough. But that's exactly what the enemy wants. But my word tells me that God won't put no more on us than we can bear. So I have to always go back to the word of God because the enemy is cunning. He plays on your mind. He plays on your emotions. But he said his grace is sufficient. And whatever we go through, no matter what we go through, God has our back. And I'm a living witness of it. And I always said that, at this point in my life, I'm not looking for a partner to help me, go through life and pay bills and things like that. I'm not looking for a partner for that. I'm depending on God to help me because he said he would supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory. And I believe that. I totally honestly believe that he's going to supply all of my needs, no matter what the enemy whisper in my head or in my mind. That's when you always got to trust the word of God. I just love the way God is keeping me. There are some times when I try to go ahead of God and try to do things on my own, but he reminds me that when you try to do things on your own, anytime you're trying to do things on your own and you don't have any peace about it, that's when God is reminding you, okay, you want to do this on your own. I'm going to let you do it on your own. And the minute that you don't have peace about it, that means you done stepped in the way of God. Enter back into his rest. I've done it so many times. But like I always say, I thank God that he's not like man. I can ask for forgiveness and he will forgive me. And I get right back in line so I can enter into his rest and let God do what he's going to do. He said he will give you enough just for today. Take no thought for yesterday. Don't think about them tomorrow. He will give you enough just for today. And that's what I have to rely on now. When I wake up in the morning, I know God has given me just enough provision just for that day. And that's how I enter into his rest, because he promised me he was going to give me just enough for today. Don't go out here spending crazy, because if you do, then you're out of the will of God. If you do exactly what he tell you to do, you will have just enough for today. So my thing is this: when you're trusting God and you're depending on God to supply your every need, yeah, the enemy gonna come in, the money's gonna look funny, but you got to trust God. Trust God at his every word. And that's where my problem come in at, when I say I'm trusting God at his every word. Well, you're gonna be tested by that word. Make no mistake about it, sis. You're going to be tested by the very thing that you're trusting God in. You're going to be tested by it to see, are you going to trust God, or are you going to go on your own like I've done so many times? I won't be afraid to say I started so many times. I started over so many times in trusting God. I would tell him I'm going to trust him, but then when I think it don't supposed to go the way it seems, it's not supposed to be that way, then I'll take it back from and try to do it for myself. And every time I make a mess of it, and then I have to go right back and get in his will and trust him for whatever he has for my life. He loves us. He said he would never leave us nor forsake us, and we have to understand that God is for us. He's more for us than the whole world against us. So I just like for, especially women, that's, you say you're trying to do it on your own. Well, I can't do it on my own. I would never say I'm doing it on my own. I would never say that, because I can't do it on my own. I've tried so many times to do it on my own, and every time I mess up, and I always have to go back to God. Well, it's time to grow up now. It's really time to grow up. Either you're going to trust him or you're not going to trust him. And if you're not going to trust him, you continue to go on your own and see just how far it's going to get you. But if you start trusting God and believing him at his word, he's going to take care of you. I know he will. I know he will. So I just want to just encourage the sisters that, you know, if you're out here and you are doing it on your own, but you're not doing it on your own because he's with us, let him take the reins. You pull back and let God take the reins. And we're just going to trust God one day at a time. That's all he requires us to do, is to trust him one day at a time. And that's what I'm going to do. Until next time, bye.